Okay, so for A part 2, what you need to know is you need to know the general shape of a cubic function. So a cubic function is any function where the highest power is x to the power of 3, which is what we have here, right? X to the power of 3. Generally speaking, if it's only x to the power of 3, the general shape is going to be something like this, right? And if it's a minus x to the power of 3, it's going to be the opposite direction. But yeah, but that's if it only has an x to the power of 3. If it has anything else attached to the back, so minus 2x squared, for example, or something else like what we have here, the shape is going to be a little bit more pronounced. We're gonna have something like this. We're gonna have something like this instead, where we have a curve, right? We have a curve, and depending on what else is attached behind here, like minus 2x squared, plus 4x, whatever, it's going to be moved around, right? It's going to be moved around. The key thing here is to note down where the graph will meet the axes, right? So to do that, we need to find the x and y intercepts of this graph. So x-intercept happen when y equals to 0. Actually, let's do y-intercept first. Y-intercept happens when x equals to 0. So that would be y equals to x minus 2 squared. So this is the equation that we found earlier. When we put x equals to 0, that's 0, 0 minus 2 squared, 0. So y-intercept happens at 0, 0. And x-intercept happens when y equals to 0. So when y equals to 0, that's 0 is equal to x times x minus 2 squared. So in this case, there are more than one way to find to get y equals to 0. You can have either x equals to 0 or x equals to 2. So your x-intercepts happen at 0, 0 and 2, 0. Now, one thing that will give us a hint here is if you have a function that's squared like this. The function squared like this, normally speaking, if you see a cubic function, you're gonna have 3 different intersects, one here, and one here, right? But if you ever see, a squared here, what that means is that it's going to be either something like this, where it intercepts at x equals to 2, or something like this, where it intercepts at the exact peak here, like let's say minus 3, right, for example. Because the intercept happens at a positive x, we know that the general shape of the graph is going to look something like so. Let me readjust this shape of the graph here. Something like so, where the exact dip, right, the exact point where it curves will be at x equals to 2, and the other at x equals to 2, and the other intercept happens at 0, 0. So this one, 0, 0. So if you are asked to sketch a graph, this is the general shape you should be looking at, right? So 2, 0, and they asked us to note where the graph meets the axes, so that's where that would be. Okay, let me know if this is a bit confusing. I probably could have explained this a bit more clearer.